Today I fucked up by crop dusting a cave and accidentally activating a Karen. Obligatory. This didn't happen today. It happened about 23 years ago, but it was my first traumatic cringe. I was 12. Picture what it would look like if Wednesday Addams really was genuinely dying to get into the Babysitters Club. Yup, that's me. Having my second period ever, complete with Satan's tsunami of pain and fuckery happening to my insides. My family decided this is when we're going to go visit Mammoth Cave National Park. I'm still in that stage when I'm embarrassed by my period / sure that everyone everywhere just knows it's Shark Week for me. We're traveling light by my parents' insistence, so when I need a pad it's off to hassle dad to dig one out of his fanny pack and make the mortified trek to the bathroom. That's its own tween trauma. We're taking the cave tour and in one of those really tight places with a horrible name like Fat Man's Death, and all hell is brewing in my gut. Audible growling like hellhounds begging to be freed, loud enough for the people next to me to get that shifty-eyed WTF look. At the time I'm 4 feet 11 inches, maybe 100 pounds, and all that stands between the world and the nuclear bomb in my gut is the clench. I clenched, you guys. I clenched through so much of the longest cave system in the world, Google it, and I just couldn't fucking do it anymore. I fell victim to the oldest myth we tell ourselves. Just let a little out. Just a little and I'll feel so much better. So I did. And I didn't. I cracked the door, but all the demons escaped. What came out was the most inexplicably silent fart accompanied by the most rancid smell I've ever smelled. The kind that immediately makes you think it couldn't possibly have come from your own body. Or any living body. Immediately there was shuffling as it hit the polite people around me, and they tried to avoid overly embarrassing the green-skinned little girl with the demon gut it had to have come from. This is where my mother comes into play. There's one thing you must know about my mother. Her name is Karen. Legend has it she is the original. If I had a dime for every manager spoken to while her family sat red-faced, pleadingly apologizing with their eyes, blinked twice for help, I'd be a Scrooge McDuck rich. So here we are stewing in rancid hellfire corpse-level stank, and my mother asks the poor teenage tour guide, who is trying not to gag, are there sulfur deposits down here? I smell sulfur. Silence. A few discreet glances at the miserable little girl from polite strangers. No ma'am, no sulfur in this part of the cave system. My mother is never wrong. Not even when she's wrong. She insists. That can't be right. I smell sulfur. No ma'am. No sulfur. If there was a manager nearby we'd have already been speaking to them. She's getting very upset because she's obviously right, she obviously smells sulfur and this ridiculous teenager doesn't know what the hell he's taking about. The back and forth goes on. Forever. Her insistence that she's right keeps ratcheting up. That poor bastard. To his credit he glanced at me, and did the kindest thing that kept me from just completely shriveling up and dying on the spot. He plastered a queasy grin on his face and said, "You know what ma'am, maybe there's is sulfur down here. I'm going to double check on that as soon as we get back. Maybe I'll learn something new today." The cringe was so full on I don't remember anything else about that day. It's a blank. On that fateful day I learned never to trust a fart, that cringe that deep in the early tweens leaves a little scar tissue on your soul, and that the kindness of strangers is a very real thing. TL Doctor let out hellacious silent fart in confined space in a cave system, prompting the original Karen to demand poor teenage tour guide get up to date on his knowledge of sulfur deposits. Farting in a cave is like the ultimate Dutch oven. Everybody's just trapped in there with it. My mom would just snicker and whisper, "Was that you?" But just barely loud enough that a few people nearby would hear it and give me side eye while my face turned the shade of the inside of a freshly cut blood orange. Mine was of the ladies don't fart, they pass gas, and only in the bathroom, on the third Thursday of a blue moon, in an underground bunker in Siberia for plausible deniability type lol. Thank you for the lols. I am also the daughter of a Karen, and have unleashed the bowels of hell on unsuspecting crowds, so this is very relatable. Period farts are the worst. Rancid and so painful on both the gut and nose. Once I went on a first date to a rock concert, and I let the clench loosen a bit. Bad move. I cleared a 5 feet radius of a mosh pit, people made faces and comments and everything. There was no second date. You cleared a mosh pit with a fart. That, my dear woman, is a superpower. I cracked the door, but all the demons escaped. This is the original story of Pandora's box. It was a period fart that she didn't dare let out. All of the demons that were in the box escaped. I fell victim to the oldest myth we tell ourselves. Just let a little out. Just a little and I'll feel so much better. Save for one. Hope. Which is why to this day, and even contrary to popular wisdom, we still trust a fart, hoping that it's just a small one or that it's only gas. Today I fucked up by giving my girlfriend's cat a chance to kill us. Normally when I go to bed I put my girlfriend's cat in the spare bedroom. It is always getting into crap it shouldn't, so we like to make sure it can't break anything while we sleep. Last night he was being extra calm and sweet, so my girlfriend convinced me to let him stay out as a treat for good behavior. I woke up in the middle of the night because I had a dream about peeing, and we all know where that leads. But as soon as I woke up I smelt a horrible smell, too groggy at the time to realize what it was, and I was very short on breath. Turns out he somehow turned the gas on the stove on and tried to kill us in our sleep. I used to have a murderous feline as well. We had guests over and it climbed up the stairs to the mezzanine level and pushed down a potted plant which we placed at the edge to make things look pretty. It smashed down right next to where my cousin was sitting, missing him by inches. There were many pots right there, but it chose the one that would fall on the guy. The cat conceived, planned and nearly executed the perfect murder. If it was a dog and it bit and killed them, then yay, it's the dog's fault and maybe you put the dog down because intent is pretty clear. But with the cat knocking off the plant, you have to assess the cat's intent on killing your friend. Like, how would we discern if the cat wanted to kill your friend or if he just wanted to knock over the plant? Or would it be, well, you placed the plant there knowing your cat gets into shit, so you are ultimately responsible via negligence. But if the cat had no history of doing random stuff like that, and this was a one-time incident. Lawyers of Reddit. I'm a firefighter. Went to a house fire started by a cat. The owners said the cat used to sleep on the stovetop because the pilot light was warm. Until one day a cat fireball went running through the house, setting shit on fire. I am just glad my cat never figured out how to light a match. I had a dream about peeing last night, and I woke up to my cat peeing on my bed. Lil bitch in the litter box then came and peed on me. If it doesn't have a history of being a urine terrorist, you may want to get it to the vet. Cats are known for changing up their pee habits when there's something wrong with them. Still tend to poop as per normal though. Fancy reading the police report if you carried on dreaming. Found a dead couple in bed, the boy wet the bed. Today I fucked up by not washing anything I own for over a year. So this was an ongoing fuck up that occurred over the past year and a half. We ran out of laundry detergent and my wife and I separately stopped at the store. We both didn't know the other was stopping, and bought some. Edit, we both bought the same thing. So that's the laundry detergent I've been using to wash everything for nearly a year and a half. Clothing, towels, sheets, etc. All of it. I basically grabbed each bottle of detergent in turn so they both lasted forever. Finally both bottles hit empty about a week ago and I dragged my ass to the store because I needed clean towel. I head to the detergent section and grab the same bottle I've been using for a year and a half, free and gentle. I don't like scented stuff. That's when I freeze. Because the bottle I'm holding, the same type of bottle I've been using for a year and a half. Well, I didn't grab it from the detergent section and it didn't say detergent on it. No, that bottle said fabric softener. Not laundry detergent. No soap or cleaning agent that I'm aware of. None. For a year and a half I've been softening the hell out of my clothing but not actually using detergent. I didn't want to believe it. Ran back to the laundry room at my apartment where the trash hasn't been emptied and checked the old bottle. Fabric softener. I'm in shock. My wife has been complaining about the towels smelling for months and I thought it was in her head. I have a terrible sense of smell anyway, but I knew I was washing the towels regularly. Turns out I haven't washed those towels with detergent since we bought them. She wondered why her whites always seemed dingy even when freshly washed. Well, now we know. Because fabric softener. So now I've been washing everything I own, and holy shit, what a difference it makes when you actually use detergent. TL doctor, I used fabric softener instead of laundry detergent for a year and a half. Now I feel dirty and have to wash everything in my closet. Edit, a proper TL drive. Edit, a lot of you are overusing detergent. Check the cap. The fill line for a load is usually a ½ inch or less above the bottom of the cap, not the top. I see the irony of me saying this, but read the label. It's pretty clear how little you actually need. Edit 3, for fuck's sake people, stop telling me to not use fabric softener on towels. I didn't think I was. I did the same thing when I first moved out of my parents' house. I started getting this pimply rash near my sleeves. I showed it to a coworker who said looks like I used too much fabric softener. I didn't use fabric softener though. Sure enough, I get home and I've been using fabric softener alone. The fact that your coworker takes one look at your fucking rash and comes to the correct and hella specific conclusion that fabric softener is the culprit will forever blow my mind. Man, these towels are hella soft, but damn do they smell funky. Lol. Awesome. To get the funk out of towels, use white vinegar in the wash. About a cup. Works better than detergent. Vinegar also helps strip out the fabric softener residue that prevents towels from absorbing as much water as they should. Never wash towels with softener. Unless you FU and tell Reddit about it. So did she also grab fabric softener? Otherwise wouldn't you have been using detergent every other time? Yup. We both somehow grabbed fabric softener instead of detergent.